All right, welcome to today's meeting. So we'll be moving on from where we stopped yesterday. So yesterday we were able to cover the introduction to Jenkins, then how we could run our script on VS Code using HTML extra reporter. So where we stopped yesterday, we were able to run the script in VS Code, and we got this report. So there was this script that I shared. So this script generates the report you are currently viewing. So there's another link that I dropped on the chat yesterday. So this is the documentation. So you can go ahead and customize your report. So to make it have a good and look feel. So for instance, you can see all the CLI options that you can apply. So you can apply reporter HTML extra export. So this will export your generated report to a particular location in your file, in your VS Code. So let me go to VS Code. So as a result of that code that we ran, that was why we add this reporter. Okay, so let's move on. All right. So I will also be I'll drop a link in the chat now. So yesterday, we were able to see that report. So the first report had Newman. The second report had the title of our project. So let me try and get the slide. So you could see here, the title of the report is Newman Run Dashboard. So this is not yet customized. So on running this command, we had it customized. You can see pet store API test report. So yesterday, we were only getting pet store in the report that was displayed on Taiwo's system. So I realized that we only had one quote. We didn't add the second quote at the end of the report. So I'll drop this in the chat. So I'll drop this in the chat. And what's this? Sorry. Oh. So this is to generate the HTML report. I'll try to drop it on the chat. Okay. So we went a step further by creating a script. So we can see this is a very long command. So let me run it on VS Code so that you can see. VS Code. Okay, okay.
Don't talk.
So that generates this report that we have here. Supposed to open it with live server. So you can see we have pet store API test report. So in order to shorten this so that we don't write a long script, you can go to your package.json, then you add newman run pet. So you add this command here, but you need to add something else. So which is adding a backslash before the quote, then adding it just before the next code. So you need to put this one in here because of this two quotes that we have in the beginning. So this is just to escape the spaces we have here: pet store space API space test report. So you can go over to your script. So what I did was to create that long script and assign it to a name called pet store -test. You can decide to name it anything that you want. So I hope you're following. Hello? Are you here with me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll try to do npm run this name. We can see that it has started running. So it has finished running. So I added yesterday that I pushed another script to the PT and pets folder on our Google Drive. So that's, before we are having a lot of field tests. So you can go over and copy the PT folder again and update it on your local machine. So let me try to run it again. So there is one part of the test that's not stable. That's why I have one test field. Let me try to run it again. So everything should pass now. So you can see everything has passed. So I think that's just it. So this JUnit is still a customization that I added. You might want to export using JUnit. You can also add this, is optional. You can decide to remove this other part. So it all depends on what you want actually. So but the one I dropped initially, it was while I was trying so many things that I added this. Okay, so the next thing is to create an account to create a folder on GitHub. I believe every one of you is familiar with GitHub. Is anyone on this call is there anyone on this call that is new to Git? Is there anybody that doesn't know how to create a repo in Git? Do you have anyone like that? Can you just respond? So I know if I have to touch this part, but I should just move over straight to Jenkins. So can you drop a message on the chat so I know? I'm still expecting your response. So if I don't get a response, that means you are familiar with GitHub. So you know how to create a repo and how to clone the repo.
Mommy, I'm not familiar with it though.
Okay, do you have a GitHub account?
No, ma.
Okay, so for GitHub, maybe you might need to chat me by the side. So you have to go to github.com to create an account. Just I'm logged into my account. github.com. It will be showing my account because I'm logged in into my account right now. So you go there and create an account. You sign up. Then after that, you should have something like this. Then you go to repo. Then you create a repo, new repo. Then add your name. Sorry, add the name of the project. Root, I'll just write root pets. Then you can write a description. So you can either make your repo public or private. So if it's public, anyone on the internet can access it. If you make it private, it's only you or people that you had as collaborators that can access your repo. So then you ignore this add readme file. Then you can go ahead and create your repo. So once your repo is created, you go to, let me use another file. You go to your working directory. I mean, you go to your VS Code where your repo is, where your text, your local work is, where you're currently working on your local machine. So let me try to open another VS Code so I can quickly, I think I have one VS Code open. Let me open another one. New, open folder. Open folder. So I believe you are the only one. So let me not waste time here. So you can reach out to me after the class if you have any issues. I will give you guidelines on how to go about it. So you run all these commands, git init, you commit all your changes. So git init, you git add space dot, it adds all your changes. Then git commit, you put your comments there. Maybe you are just doing your commit or whatever things you touched in the file, you're going to put a comment on it. Then you git branch, you create a main branch. So that is your first branch that you are pushing to GitHub. So then another thing is you need to add git remote add. You need to add that repo to your local machine. You need to connect your remote work to your local stuff. So you need to find a way to link it. So that's why you use git remote add origin to link it. Then finally, you can now push to GitHub. So that's why you have this. Let me go back. So that's why you have this. I push this. So after pushing to your GitHub, all that space that we add all those commands will be cleared and it will be replaced with this commit. Let me go back to show you the other one. So this is another one that I updated yesterday. So you can see. So let me try to open this PT stuff file. I think that was our last, where we stopped yesterday. I want to show you something there. VS Code. VS Code. Let me try to open. Okay. Okay, this is actually it. So what next you do is, let me close all this. So you can ignore this Jenkins files for now. So this Jenkins files, there are two ways for you to push to Jenkins. You can make use of the UI, or you make use of a pipeline script. So pipeline script is actually a file. So I think most times is a DevOps engineer that really understand the script. But it's actually something you can just copy to ChatGPT to have an understanding of it. I'll drop it. Let me.
Wait, can I ask again?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Um, but you're showing how to push to Git, and then you're showing the Jenkins file. But then, did you show how to create it, or you're just paying on purpose?
Okay, I'm not. I have not touched this. It's actually in my file, but you can just ignore it for now. So what we will concentrate on right now is just using the UI on Jenkins and not using this pipeline script. So just ignore, is right in the directive, but just shift your attention to it. Like the working directly, what we have yesterday. So from what we had yesterday, you were able to use npm init, install Newman, install HTML extracts. Then I said you go to package.json and copy this. That script let me get, did I draw the script that I dropped? Let me share it again. So this script that we have here, I'll drop it again. So this script here, it should be double quotes. Let me add it again. Double quotes. So you copy this script that I just sent, you go to script in package.json. Inside script, create a key called pet store-test. Then copy what I dropped, copy it inside.
Okay.
You can decide to name it anything you want to name your test. So it's just to shorten this command so that you don't start copying a very long command.
That's good.
So just give me a minute. So everyone should just go ahead and copy what I just dropped. Copy it inside script. Have you been able to create the script?
Yes.
So in order not to create any confusion, I will go ahead and delete the Jenkins file and the JUnit, the extra things that was added. So I'll go ahead and delete it.
Sorry, the last script you sent, um, it has a double quote at the end.
Sorry, there's a background noise here. Yes, it does, double quotes. So there are two quotes in between. When you have back before slash, then before the last slash. So the other two quotes is to like balance the quote before Newman and after Newman. So in all, we have like 4 quotes. Sorry, let me recheck. Let me check.
Sorry, are you still speaking?
Okay, I'm not speaking. I said I was trying to delete that Jenkins file. So what I'll just do is to I'll try to create, because I think some people are not familiar with this git command. So I'll try to create a fresh git repo on GitHub. So then I'll try to take us through how to push to Git. So for this, another part is this node modules. So I want you to git ignore it. So why I want you to git ignore it, because it's a very heavy file. Why pushing to git? We don't want it to push all these plugins that are installed. So we need to git ignore. So what you do is you go to your folder here, your root folder, then click on create new file. So then type .git ignore. Because I had it already, that's why it's showing that. So then after that, just I don't know if yours is set to save it, just click out.
Okay.
So once that is completed, right now it will not be grayed out. So you open it, then you type node_module. The nodule we want to git ignore. So when we are pushing stuff to GitHub, this thing will not be pushed alongside. So we are ignoring it. So that is the purpose of git ignoring it.
Okay.
Let me just know when you're done so you can move on.
Yes, I know how to ignore.
Okay, can you
Create
just can you run npm run the name you name your script? Let's see if it's running on your local.
script is the issue. I was asking if you have double quotes at the end. I think it's for me it's highlighted red. So I was trying to figure out the number of quotes.
It's two, there are two quotes. I'm coming, just let me check again. So there are two quotes. Let me see, I'll drop it again.
Last thing there, right?
Yes. So where is my script? This is my script. So you can see, this is mine. I'll drop it again. So you need to run script. If you are running it, if you are not creating a script, so you are not escaping this pet store, you are only putting quotes. So I want to know, are you running the script on your CLI or you are running, are you running this long command or you are running npm run, the title of the script?
Once I'm trying to create the script, that's where I'm getting the red line.
Okay, let me drop. So this is what you're supposed to copy inside that script. So, and you need to be mindful of your collection name. If your collection name is different from mine, you need to update what is here: collection name and environment name. Your collection name, this is environment. This is what will be here: environment -e environment. Your collection name, you can always right click and go to rename, as if you want to rename. Copy it and put it over this collection that we have here. So confirm, do we have the same naming convention for our collection and our environment?
Oh,
sorry, I didn't get you.
no.
We don't have the same name.
Yes, I'm going to make it match my own.
Yes, make it match yours before you can off. Okay. So once that is done, you can always run. No, You can also, you run this command. Mine is pet store dash test. If yours is something else, npm run the name of your script. That's what you run. So I'm running my, so it's running. Contest field. So if I go to my report, this report keeps updating. So I'll open it in live server. Then you have this. I'm trying to bring it. Minimize. And you are going to have something like this. Pet store API reports. So you can choose to put any name you want, the name of your project.
Okay, so if I want to run, can you hear me? So if I want to run now, what did you say I'll do? Run my script name. Run RUN space my script name, right?
npm run, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So were you able to run it?
Yes, it's running for me.
Okay, all right. So let's quickly touch Git now.
It doesn't matter. I use bash, right?
Yes, you can use bash, yes. Because we is it Windows Shell or PowerShell gave us an issue yesterday. So I'm going ahead. So I'm going to be creating a repo. So we can use root pet. But it should be a meaningful, the name of the project you are working on. Should be the name of your repo. So I'll go ahead. This is my first commit that I'll be pushing to Git. So I type a Git command git init. Sorry, let me go into the root folder to see if there is no Git inside. I need to delete this Git because it's already tied to a reference. So I'm treating it like a new repo I want to attach to my remote version. Okay. So git init, I'm going to be initializing git init. Okay, it's initialized. So if you go over to the next command, there's a command that is displayed on Git as a guideline. You can always follow that. Trying looking for my screen. Okay. So the next one is git init, git add. Let's just ignore this readme for now. Git init, then git add space add. That is to add all your changes. Git add space. Then the next one, let's commit all our changes. Git Then I think I need to tidy up my screen. Okay. Let me just move this up a bit. Then git commit dash hyphen. This is our first commit, so we can just call it first commit. I think there's, oh, I missed something. Git.
Hey, ma'am.
Hi.
Please, how did you get here?
Okay. So you go to terminal and click on new terminal.
Okay.
So let's go over it again. Git init always git credits. Git add space dot. It will add all the changes. Then git commit hyphen m the comment of your commit. Let's call it first commit. So you can see this is everything that we committed that is here. So now we need to create a branch. So we'll call it main. So initially it is master that was being used as the name of your main branch, but now it has been changed to main. So let's create a branch. You can actually create many branches, but your first branch is called main branch. So if you are working on other tests, you can create it based on the feature you are testing. You can just push to Git so that you don't affect what is on the main branch. So I've created a branch. Let's check Git status. Let me see if I selected bash here. Not bash that is selected. Just a minute. This is loading. Okay, I think I will need to start again. Git init. Allow always. Git add space dot git commit hyphen m then your first commit. Okay, you can see it says we are on the main branch. So you can read up other git commands to have an understanding of what other git commands does. So the next one is okay, we've created a branch. We are currently on the branch. So we can go over to Git to know the next command. So now we need to add our Git remote. That means we are connecting our remote version of the repo to the one on our local. So we want to have a sync between local and remote repo. So you copy this. So then you can use git remote -v to check if it's really connected. You can see that it's connected. So the next command is for us to push to git push dash upstream origin master. So we are pushing to, sorry, origin main, not master. I have to enter my password. Allah. Oh.
And please, I want to know how you got all those commands on Git.
So when you create a repo, it automatically pops this screen out. So if you create a repo on Git, you get this.
Mine is not showing, that's why.
Let me, just a minute. I'll try to go back. Enter your login. I'll try to create another folder to show you.
All right.
I can't. Okay, that's created it. So after pushing and you refresh, you see that everything has been pushed to Git. So let me go back to create another repo. So I created a repo by going to repo. I went to new. Is it shadow stack that is talking? Hello?
No, to be true.
Okay, to be cheap, okay. I'll just put to be cheap. So it's a public repo. Then when you click create, you can see it took me to this place.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now I think I'll need to change, I might need to change my system because to a Windows system so that I can show you Git. But before that, let me show you the Git screen. Okay. 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 Let us try to do that. Let me use this Mac to show you. So can you launch your Jenkins? So launch your Jenkins by using this URL. Let me get it fine.
We'll just follow along
Okay.
for for Jenkins. Because of official stuff, I needed support with an official laptop.
Okay. All right. Okay, so when you're on Jenkins, you should have this screen. You should have some other screen, but because let me show you the screen that you should have. So I have the screen here. Okay, I don't think I have the screen here either. So you should have this screen I'm having, but where I have this black space, you should have create a job and I think 2 other items on the screen. So what you do is to to go to new item to create a new job. So some people might ask, raise some question that what does job means in Jenkins? So jobs in Jenkins just refer to a task that automates the process of building, testing, and deploying a software. So most times, Jenkins is normally deployed to a server in an organization. So, and it is mostly handled by the DevOps team for structured organizations. Okay, so you can go ahead. Let me go back. So this year, you can view all build history of all the jobs you have trying to run. You can view your history in build history. Then in manage Jenkins, there are a lot of things that here you can add plugin. Then I can show you here you can create users. You can grant access to users. Maybe some users might have an admin, some might have other permission, but mostly these things is normally managed by the DevOps engineer. So there's a place as well to change your appearance. So you can change the look and feel of your Jenkins by selecting, this is white, which is the default. Then you can select black as well. So let's go ahead. So let's go ahead to create a Jenkins job. You do that by creating a new item. Then you can name it the title of your project. Depends on the naming structure you have in your organization. So I'll be selecting a freestyle project. I'll be creating a freestyle project. So you select that and select OK. So that navigates you to the configuration page. So on the general page, you can go ahead and write the description for your test. This is an automation.
So before we get here,
Yes.
you mean configuration? I just start with creating my what's it called? Job.
Yes, you create. I didn't get you.
I was asking that before you got here, this is you just said new, fill out all those things. So there's no configuration at all. I just open Jenkins and create a job, right?
Yes, you go to Jenkins, create new item, like the project. Then after creating, it navigates you to the configuration page for your job. So you
Okay.
things here for your job. So that's the general. Then there is you can always select this. You can discard old build and select execute concurrent build if necessary. So I'll just be only dwelling on writing description right here. So the next tab is the source code management. So in source code management, it is where you have a link to the code you want to run. So in essence, we just created a folder in Git. So this is where we connect Jenkins to your repo on GitHub. So you click here and copy your repo link here. So you can go to the repo that we just created. You go here, go to code, copy your repo, make sure it is in HTTPS. Copy it. And copy right here. Okay, so the project we are currently dealing with is a public project. So that means it can be accessible to anyone on the internet. But I know in most of our organizations, it's not like that. You have to make use of a private repo. The repo most times is protected. No one can access your code within your organization on the internet. So that's why to access such repo, you will need a token. So if it's a private repo, you need to add credentials over here. You need to add credentials over here. In other words, that means if you want to create a repo, while we were creating the repo, it was public. So you set the visibility to private. So in order for you to simulate a repo within a private network. So on this call, we will only be focusing on the public repo. So I'll share, after the class, I will share a link with you so you can try your ends on the private. I can also, if you are having issues, I can drop like a material for you to check on, or I can create something where I can create a write-up for you to give you pointers to how to go about creating it, since we'll not have enough time to cover that on this call. So,
Okay.
So then the next one is triggers. No, before triggers, you have to indicate, initially we push to master, we push to main, not master. So you have to indicate main here, except if the repo that you push to was master. But we have been advised now to use main and stop using master. So the next one is triggers. So triggers refers to what should trigger your test. Is it when there is a push or there's a merge request? So that is what triggers does. So you can trigger build remotely, build after other projects are built, then build periodically and the likes. So let me duplicate this. Okay. So if you have an existing repo, you can always go to configure to view what was configured initially. Okay, so what I selected here is to build periodically. So I can select build periodically. So there is something they call cron jobs. So cron jobs means how you want your job to be executed. Do you want it daily? Do you want it at a particular time of the month? So I'll drop a URL for you, cron tab guru. So let me drop it on the chat. Where's the chat? Okay, so this means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one means minute. Second one, hour, days, month, and day. So if I change it to, I think we are in July. If I put 7 here, it means I want it to be running 4:05. If I change it to this to 30, 4:30 in July. So I can also put the day of the week, which is 1. I want you to run it first day of July by 4:30. First day of the 7th month by 4:30. So that is what that means. So you can always copy, but in Jenkins, I think it's recognized this first one as H. So I'll go over and copy that. That's my job. If I try, you can see if I try to save, it says spread load evenly by using H471. So it doesn't recognize this 30. So it's suggesting that I should put H. So would last have run at Monday, 29th of July by 4:30. West African Standard Time would next run by 7 July 2025. Okay, so I'll replace this one with H. I always copy this. Okay, you can see it's fine now. So the next one is environment. You can choose to delete the workspace before the build starts. You can choose to add timestamp at the console output whenever your tests run. So it's just by choice. Then the next one is build step. So for build step, automate your build process with other tasks like code compilation, testing, and deployment. So you can have a pre-step. I don't know why this is not showing pre-step. So you can have a pre-step, like things that you need to prepare before your test run. Then here we can add like a Windows batch command. So we can add npm install. We need it to install npm before it runs our tests. Then you can also add another one. I'll try to get it from this place. Okay, let me drop those commands for you on the chat. So we are telling it to install npm first before running. Okay, because my system is actually Mac, it will not work. I'm not supposed to select Magic, but for Windows, I know a majority of us are using Windows. So can you try to put it on your own Windows machine? Because currently I'm still troubleshooting running it with UI. It only works for pipeline for now. That's why you could see Jenkins pipeline script you were seeing earlier. So I will drop this. Can you put this in your in your Jenkins job. Let me try to finish it up. So then for post build action, so these are what you want to happen after your code has been run. So you want, maybe you want mails to be sent, email notification to recipient for every unstable build. You can write it, you can put the person's email here, comma separated by all the emails of the stakeholders you want to put. Then we can save. So it wouldn't run on my system. Can you try it from your end? Just give me a minute. Let me try to get a Windows system here to run it on my Windows system. Okay, I need to stop sharing on this screen and so that I can start sharing on the other screen. So can anyone confirm if they've been able to? So after doing that, you need to come to build. Click on build and see what happens if your job is running. So let me stop. I think I have stopped. Can you still see my screen? Okay. Confirm if you cannot see my screen. You shouldn't be seeing my screen now. So I'll be sharing from the other screen now. Okay, confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So I'll try to go over what I did on this system. First, so were you able to run it with your repo?
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay, so I was one explaining that I cannot install Jenkins because it's an official laptop. I need the administrator so till tomorrow.
All right. Is anyone on this call able to build the Jenkins job? Okay. Let me just go ahead and create it
Ma'am,
first time. Hello.
on
Were you-
that post build action, what did you select?
Okay, let me check. Post build. All jobs. Just a minute. Cool. Okay. I think I selected email notification, and I entered an email.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so freestyle project. Okay. So we entered, this is an automation regression. This is a regression. This is an test suite for pet store. Okay. You can choose to discard old build. So if you keep building a lot of build, you can have up to 2,000 build. You keep it keep like taking up the space of your Jenkins. So you can put it there that should discard old build. You can put the maximum number of build. Maybe if you put let's put 20. It means that if you add old builds that are 20, it will discard it. And if you don't want this configuration, you can just escape that. Then we selected Git. So I'll just go over. You can actually use my Git repo too. You should be able to use it. I'll drop it on the chat. But if you have yours created, you can also use yours. So back. Copy. I'm dropping my Git on the chat. You can't see the chat anymore.
Although for me, I still haven't seen all those list of like git add, git
You don't
commit.
okay, but your Jenkins, you have your Jenkins installed.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can maybe you should make use of my repo. It's a public repo. Anyone can just copy it and run it on their local machine. So since you don't need any SSH or token to like access the repo. So I'm trying to drop it for you.
Okay.
I'm actually looking for. Can somebody drop a message on the chat? Can't find the chat. Okay. I'll give us some minutes. Okay, I've dropped it on the chat. You can make use of my repo. Even if you have not set up your repo on GitHub, you can make use of that repo. So let me get it here. Okay, trying to copy it. So I hope you can still see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So when you click out, that red sign, it will disappear. So if it were a private repo, it will still be reading that red sign until you provide a credential here. So this should be main. Should be main. Then trigger, build periodically. I think star 4 star. Okay, you can see the meaning of this 4 star. April has passed though. Let me put July. If you don't want anything there, just, if you don't want to specify, let me see. The next run will run at Sunday 2022, which is today, by 10:32. Okay. So you're in build environment. You could select add timestamp to your console output. Then build step. Since you are using Windows, just select execute window batch command and put npm install. Then add another one. npm, we are trying to install Newman before it runs our test. We want it to always run. We want it to install Newman. And you can actually put everything on one line on the first Windows batch command and separate it by npm run So you remember the name of that our script. So the name of your script, you put it here. Pet store dash test. So that is that. Can decide to put a post action. You want it to be sending emails whenever test fails, when you have unstable build. I like to use somebody's email. So basically, can you give us your email? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you call out your email?
I drop it on the chat.
Yes, you can drop it on the chat. Okay, thank you. Okay. Try it again, please. Yeah, I'm not used to this Windows. So for any other email that you want to add, you just separate it by a comma. Okay. I'm having issues copying with this Adobe. Okay. Adobe at gmail.com. Then if you have more emails, you can just separate it by a comma. As many emails of the stakeholders that you
The first thing has space before the ads. send separate emails to individual who broke. See, send in separate emails to individual who broke the build. Okay, so let's try to build. Then you can click here. So you can see it's currently installing npm. Okay, so let's okay, it's still running.
Mine said no build.
It says no build.
Yes.
Did you use did you use the repo that I shared?
Okay, so I used it.
Did you use it?
Yes, I used it.
You can use it, it's public.
Yes, I used it.
Of it. You can see it. I started running my test.
I used the one you shared.
Maybe there's an issue somewhere. You use the one I shared.
Yes.
So just a minute, let me try to like troubleshoot what the issue is with this current build. Let's do. It actually ran it though. Some test failed. Let me try to run again. You can see that it's actually running it. So if some test failed, your final, I can see there are some errors that is showing actually, but your final finished status will be failure if you have only one failed test. I'll try to run it again. Go to the pet store and build again. Just a minute. That's just Hello, can you see my screen? So it actually ran. The test actually ran. So let me go back. So after, it's because the test has some failure. If it has, even if it has as low as one, if one assertion or test failed, your total report for your build will be failure. So when you have a failure like that, you have to go back to your script on your local machine and try to run it to like troubleshoot where the issue is. So after running, you go to workspace. So this is, which is where I am. We've already instructed it to always create our report inside a file named report. So when you click on report, you can see it. Then you can download it. We downloaded in zip file. I think I did it the first time. Maybe I'll download.
Yep. Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Okay, so is it possible that all your tests were passed on your CLI when you run it, and then when you get to Jenkins, some will be failing? Is that possible? Or if everything passes on your CLI, then it should pass on Jenkins?
All right. If everything passes on your system, it should is expected to pass on Jenkins. However, there are some times where you experience some anomaly that when you run on your local, it will be passing, but when it gets to Jenkins, it might not be. It might be returning some failures. I think I've once experienced that before. I was running a test at work, and while running it on my local machine, I was getting everything passed, but on getting to Jenkins just failing. So what happened was I put a script, I put it on my local, it was in PostScript. So I had to move it to like prescript. So that was when it now started running on Jenkins. So because of the environment, there are times that it will be running on your local and not running on Jenkins. So the problem is not with your code, but because of the way Jenkins is. So when you have such issues, so you might need to make Google your friend at such points. So I started like troubleshooting, checking resources on the internet. That was how I was able to get past that blocker.
Okay,
But right now,
that's
what
clear.
I'm seeing is like a failed test. So this is the report. Protection. So this is the report. So 16 passed. Actually, this API is not quite stable. So sometimes when I'm running, I'll have, and the way I updated those tests now is for everything to pass. So sometimes some script will be returning 500, then sometimes it can return 200. So I was having 61 at some point.
Okay, so I have another question on Jenkins, but because you're on this page, let me ask for this template. So this HTML extra report,
Yes.
the items colored green, does it mean those ones pass? Because I was trying to look at the number to compare, it didn't correspond, because if it says 15 failed, and 60 passed. Does it mean there were 75 altogether, or I just couldn't phantom?
Okay, yes, it
Is it
means there are 75. We have 60 assertions, 15 failed tests. So we have 75 in total.
okay? Okay. Okay, so my last question is on Jenkins. So what you have showed us is pretty clear. I'm pretty sure if I watch it like twice, I should get it. It's clear, but am I assuming that what you have showed us is for a situation where on the entire tech team, there is no DevOps? So the QA or the tester or the test analyst is running his or her test on Jenkins locally and then generating reports and sending. Is that the scenario?
Okay, sorry, I didn't quite follow through your questions, but initially I said there's a way for you to run it on CLI using HTML, like HTML reporter. We have HTML report, then we have HTML extra report. So the colorful one is this HTML extra. The other one that we had initially, it will just take you to an HTML page. That one is HTML. So there are two ways for you to run it. You can run it using that other one, or you use it using HTML extra.
Okay. Okay, the report is clear for me. What I asked was for Jenkins. The setup we did, the entire step we did was we installed Jenkins. We pulled our code from Git and configured Jenkins, ran it, and all of that. So my question is on Jenkins, because at the beginning you made mention of DevOps, and I know that DevOps people usually are the ones that handle the CI/CD pipeline.
Yeah.
So I was asking that the steps we did tonight, from downloading our Jenkins to local, running our code. My first question is, so that scenario is for a team that does not have that does not have any DevOps. So the QA person there is the person installing Jenkins on his or her laptop and running his or her script, right?
Okay, let me try to explain how it's being done. Okay, currently in my own organization, so our Jenkins in any organization, Jenkins is installed on a dedicated server, and that is done by DevOps. So we are installing this Jenkins on our local machine because this is a training and we want to know how it works. When you're working in an organization, it's not only one person that will be working on Jenkins, because right now you can only log in on your local host, on your local machine. But in an organization, it's maybe if you have about 5 or 10 QAs, even DevOps, they will have access, or because some organizations, before you release your product, they have to see like that your regression test has passed. So if it is in an organization, the DevOps, this Jenkins, what we install on this our system, they will install it on a dedicated server. So they will do all the all the mapping. So as a QA, you'll be given the Jenkins URL, the Jenkins URL, like the server URL. So that 127 dot whatever that we're using, that will be given by your DevOps.
Okay.
So when you have that, you can now log in. So that is when you have the screen where we have new item. and we are creating a job and linking our repo. For every organization, they have the repo that they use in the organization. For instance, they can use GitHub, some can use Bitbucket, or they use GitLab. So it depends on the organization. So it's a repository where they manage all their version control of their code. It's also
Okay.
platform that is being used by the developer. So to build their code. Jenkins is not only used by QA, it's used by developer. In some organizations, they use it to deploy to production. Then testers
Okay.
will test their automation script. Then DevOps too. They have a way to write their script, maybe by using a replica of a running job. They have the way they write their pipeline. So to deploy, like the developer deploys to test environment. The DevOps are the one that will take it to production.
Okay.
So what we are just having now on our system, it will be on a dedicated server in your organization. So all you need to do is to obtain Jenkins server URL from your DevOps. So you can go ahead and deploy, you can go ahead and run your test on Jenkins. And I believe in your organization, so you should have a repo that is being used by the organization.
Okay, so if I understand you, everything we did here, there will be no difference if it was in the scenario you described now. The only slight difference is I'm going to be assessing the general Jenkins used by everybody.
Yes.
Apart from that, everything we have done today, when I assess that one used by everybody, I'm still the one who's going to create new item, create the job, and all of it.
Yes.
It's not like the DevOps is doing anything and then my own is just to give him my code. I'm still going to do exactly what we did tonight. Difference is the URL where I'm doing all of it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this takes us to the end of the class. So I don't know if anyone has any other question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sorry, I have one more. Sorry. Okay, so now, now the code we only did, if I'm going back to Postman, we only did like maybe one feature, the user collection.
Yes.
So if we were going to do more, we'll have other folders. Maybe there are other set of features. So all we need to do is to keep updating, keep pushing to update the code in GitHub. We
Yes.
don't need to change anything on Jenkins because it's still going to be the same GitHub address.
Yes, but before you push any changes, you need to git pull. You need to pull what
Yes, pull, fetch, pull, and blah, blah.
you don't have a conflict.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I think Musa was trying to speak.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. But I'm still having problem with my Jenkins, so it's telling me it failed to start.
Can you share your screen? You might need to I think let us just stop the recording. So like I said initially, I'll be sending a mini project that we have to work on. So before I thought we would have a larger class, I wanted us to do it in groups and present. But with the number of people on the people on this call, I think you might not necessarily need to go through the presentation anymore. So what I'll just do is to send the assessment for the mini project. So I'll tell you what you need to provide. Typically, what I want you to do is just to apply everything you have gained in this training by using dummy JSON. I'll still send, I think I'll send you the question by tomorrow. So the submission might be, the submission will be Saturday. Let me just put it on Saturday. So what you just need to submit is your repo link. So I'll share the question across to you. Then if you have any question, feel free to drop it on the chat group. I'm still going to send the link of how to access a private repo. We just did a public repo right now. So thank you for attending this training. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording right now. Okay. I'll need to take my just a minute. I need to take host back.